Hey, morning. How are you doing? Welcome back to the workshop. Glad you could join me. I hope you're keeping well. Got another job on ahead of us here. Look, been asked to make a boat. So I've thought I'd start it off for the team. Team's been doing a really good job. You don't like what we did with the house? I think that turned out really well, didn't it? Actually, Jerry did particularly a good job, even so much so that Rachel's got a few things to do around the house for him, which, as I say, I'm not sure he's too keen about. In fact, he's trying to resist it big time. In fact, actually, that's made me think, are there times where you have been asked to do something that you haven't really wanted to do and do something different? Maybe tidy your room or do the dishes, or what about your homework? I know we're in lockdown, but you guys are still in school, aren't you? So I'm sure you've still got loads of homework to do. Well, I'm thinking of a story in the Bible where there was a man who was very much didn't want to follow God and do what he was being asked to do. So much so, he had so many reasons or excuses to try and get out of what God wanted him to do. Thing is, he ended up in a bit of a stinky situation. However, arguably, I would say he had ended up having a whale of a time. In fact, actually, I think we'll go and find Chloe now, because I think she can actually tell us more about that story.
Hello, Lulu. Hello, Oliver. Right, we're going to read a story today about Jonah in a boat. Morning, children. Hope you enjoy this. Right. Jonah was talking with God one day, and God asked him to go to Nineveh to talk to the people there because they were being really nasty and causing a lot of trouble. And do you know what? Jonah said no. He said, I don't want to do that, God. I'm going to run away. So Jonah ran away from God, refusing to do as he was asked. And he got in a boat and he went out onto the sea. And he was so very, very tired, he just went to sleep. And he slept in the boat. And while he was doing that, there was a really big storm. And the boat went up and down and waves came over and it was all over the place. And the captain of the boat woke up Jonah and said, Jonah, you've got to pray. He said, you need to pray before we drown. And Jonah said, I can't ask God for help. He said, I've refused to do what he asked. He said, the only way out is you throw me over the boat into the sea. I can't do that, said the captain. You've got to, said Jonah. So do you know what they did? They did. They threw him over the sea, over the boat and into the sea. And Jonah started to drown and he went down and down and down, right down into the sea. But at the bottom of the sea, there was a big fish. And the big fish came up. And do you know what he did? He ate Jonah. And so inside the big fish's tummy was Jonah. And it was slimy and stinky and smelly, but Jonah was safe. He was alive and safe inside the big fish's tummy. And Jonah sat inside this tummy and he went, God, he said, thank you for sending me the big fish to save me. He said, to keep me safe. If, God, you deliver me to dry land safely, I will do everything you ask me to do. So do you know what? The big fish swam over to land. And when he was there, he hiccuped and out flew Jonah onto the land. Now, Jonah needed to fulfill that promise. So he went to the people of Nineveh and he said, you are nasty. You are causing trouble. You have to stop. And God came along and Jonah said, I've told them, but God, you're now going to be nice to those people. And Jonah didn't like that. And God turned to him and he said, Jonah, think about all the people, all the children. He said, I love everyone, including the people of Nineveh. That's a really good thing, isn't it? Hope you enjoyed that, children. Have a great week. Bye.
I hope you didn't see that. That was a great story, wasn't it? Thanks, Chloe. It's one of my favourites, and great message as well. A really good message. One for all of us. And in life, I think there are times where things do seem at their worst. Things seem a bit hopeless. And that God seems so far away. Bit like, I suppose at the moment a few people might be feeling like that during lockdown. Sort of being at home, not getting out much. Although I know some of you guys are, as I say, getting away and getting out to school, but it's not quite the same, is it? You could argue actually that Jonah was in his sort of lockdown inside that stinky fish. The good thing is, though, that God still kept him safe. He still showed that he loved him, and in the end everything turned out all right, didn't it? And just remember that this morning, guys. Reflect on that God is with you. He loves you, even if we are in lockdown and at home. And everything's going to be all right. Well, anyway, this boat's not going to get built on its own. I hope you can come back and join the team next week. Hopefully you'll see a bit more of this boat being done. But I think in the meantime, I think this is a good time to finish with a prayer.
Dear God, we love you. You are super cool. Thank you for the sun and the rain. We thank you for the birds that praise. We're so glad you're our dad. You pick us up when we feel bad. Dear God, we love you. You're super cool. Amen.
Having a laugh with Jerry and Mark.
Hi everyone, it's Jerry here, back for another week of jokes. Hey, I'm going to sneak a second extra one in. Right, here's the first one. How do you stop an astronaut's baby from crying? How do you stop an astronaut's baby from crying? Simple. Just rock it. Not bad, not bad. And here's my extra sneaky one. Where do astronauts park their spaceships? Where do they park their spaceships? Simple. Parking meteors. Oh dear. Talk about space dust, gold dust. Okay, well, if you value good quality jokes, you know where to vote, guys. I'm sure I've got your vote this week. See you later.
Hey guys, here's the second golf joke for you. Why are Ian Lewis's golf balls like eggs? Because they're both white. They both come in boxes of a dozen, and a week later he needs to buy loads more.
Hi there, Mark, Jerry. We hear you've been telling some jokes. Well, we thought we'd come along and give you a helping hand. Probably thrash you, really. Ours will be much, much better.
Of course they will.
So here goes. One Sunday after the morning service, the pastor asked his wife, "Should I put more fire into my sermons?"
The wife replied, "In my opinion, you should put more sermons into the fire."
What? What a classic.
Yeah.
Beat that, Mark.
Yeah, Team West
Beat
is going
that,
to
Jerry.
beat ya. Come on.
Whose was your favourite joke? Was it Jerry's? Was it Mark's? Or was it this week's challenger? Have a vote in the comments below. And if you would like to have a go at a joke off with Jerry and Mark, then let us know in Lcf Kids.
Having a laugh with Jerry and Mark.
Bible verse, memory verse.
we want you to have a go at this week's Bible verse memory verse. So learn it, get your parent or a grown-up to film you, and then put it in LCF Kids. You'll get a prize every time.
Psalm 107, verse 1. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever.
Bible verse, memory verse.
Hey everyone, this week's challenge is a bit different. It's for you watching live on Sunday morning. We're going to show you images close up and you're going to guess what they are. Drop your answers in the chat.
The Bible speaks to each one of us in different ways, so we've got some of our young people to share their favourite scriptures and verses. Here's one of our young people sharing their favourite verse for you today.
My favourite verse is Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I like this verse because it describes about how my life is going right now during this entire lockdown and the past, and I've never given up on him, and I'm glad that he is wherever I go.